Hey! That was great. A wonderful performance from our resident clown, Oggo.
Ahoy!
Very nice. Man, I feel a certain spirit in the air. A circus spirit. That is because Gauntly's Spooktacular Circus has just rolled into town. This, believe it or not, is our 9th annual Halloween episode. And it's a special number, too, because this is episode 100. Yes, indeed. The big 100. We've hit triple digits here tonight, and it could not be on a better occasion than Halloween. Yes. And you know what? We've never had clowns on our show. I hear clowns are big these days. So it's circus time. Yeah, so what have you prepared for us here, Oggo?
Oggo got many circus-related tricks. Clown voice. Oggo's got a lot of circus tricks here for us to try out.
Well, that sounds great. I'm in the mood for that. Yes. After all, a circus has to bring together all the most impressive physical feats of human athleticism and skill. So we've conjured up a few for you here tonight. And we are going to see how this goes because, you know, I'm sure all the great circus performers just kind of pick it up on the fly. And
that's what we're going to do.
Yes, indeed. A classic of a clown performance is the pratfall. Do you know how to pratfall, Oggo?
We're going to find out.
All right. So here you go. A classic, the banana peel. Place it on the sidewalk in front of an unsuspecting passerby. And hilarity ensues. How's that treating you?
Oh, how do they do it so frequently and so consistently? Oggo got the back for this.
Well, I saw some comic mastery at work there. Such a feat of hilarity is going to be difficult to top, but I think I've got something that's going to do it. Because I've got some stilts back here. Classic performance. Often you see it going by in a circus parade. And let's give this a try now.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Hey, there we go. That's not too shabby. Yeah. It's like I'm 10 feet tall. Or...
Now jump.
Okay, yeah. Just about. That almost worked. You know they make, like, pogo stilts? I didn't quite have those lying around, but someday I want to take a mighty stride at a bound. I'm going to back up here into the light so we could just capture a lot of phenomenal stills. Something that's important in episode 100 is to really just check all your boxes, get anything out of the pipeline that you haven't shown before, and we've never done this.
The crazy part is Oggo can't even count to 100.
Well, we're here to learn as we go, so, man, these are basically just crutches. Juggling is important. You know, every great circus has jugglers. They date from like ancient Egypt. You see them in the Middle Ages. They were one of the oldest circus acts that there ever was. So,
older than you, Gauntly?
Even older than Gauntly. And so I think this is just going to spring to our minds. We're going to be able to do this without too much practice. I'm going to give it a go. You know, one at least is pretty easy, so let's give that a try. Yeah, there. Oh, let's get some horn in there. Yeah. All right, now let's see if 2 is as easy. Let's see what we can do with 2.
Does this count as juggling too?
Okay, well, let's see what we can... I'm going to try to remember. Okay, all right, that's basically basically 2 there. All right, now let's see what we can do. All right, well, you know what? Maybe it's easier if there's 2 people involved. So stand on up there, Oggo, and you can stand like right there. Yeah, there we go. Great, great. And, okay. Okay, do this again. Let's see what we can do. That's all right.
We can do this.
It's all right. We can do this. Hey, well, that didn't come to mind as easily as I thought it might. But you know, the show must go on. I think that's something that they say. And we've got some more feats, fantastic feats. We have a Fiji mermaid here. Have you ever beheld the like of this before? It is half primate and half fish. Just humbuggery galore. Taxidermy Freaks is the name of the game. And Gauntly always wants to provide on that front. I even have an alligator head here. Now, that might not leap out as circusy. I don't know if it's even going to really have any relevance tonight, but I think it's very cool. Circus is all about spectacle and pageantry. And so we want to bring all the wonders of the world to you tonight. And while our
great aunt was actually in an alligator circus, so anything goes.
While our physical performance might be lacking something at the moment, at least we can bring the wonders of the natural world to you. We have a lunging serpent there. Very, very deadly, perhaps. Gosh. Oh, my goodness. It's lively. Wow.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Animal wrangling, juggling, stilts, music. It's all key to the wonders of the circus. And yet I feel like maybe we're not hitting it 100% quite yet. So I did find this unicycle over in the junk heap back outside the crypt tent here. And you know, it's got a tire, it's got pedals and a seat. It ought to serve. It just needs a willing participant. So try that on for size, Oggo.
Which side is the front? Who can say?
Yeah, I'll give you a hand here. I'll help you balance.
This is really hard. Why is this so hard?
What happened to your clown voice, Oggo?
This is really hard. Oh, this is harder than it looks.
Oh, man. We're losing viewers. We need eyes. Here, I'll give it one shot. But I'm going to need a set of hands, too. Let me see if I can decide which is the... It seems to have lost its integrity. It's like at an angle now. I mean, you see that?
It's struggle.
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah, you should be able to loosen that.
Here we go. Pretty much. Okay. All right, let me see here. Oh my goodness.
It's really hard.
Okay. All right. I don't know how entertaining you're finding this. If the answer is any less than maximally, we're going to have to work on our circus skills, I think. Because
we're going to need to practice this one.
Yeah, this is difficult. It truly is. I'm not sure how they do it. So,
that is wild.
This is a Halloween show, and on Gauntly for Halloween, we always travel. Obviously, we got to learn some new skills. We're some old dogs. We need to learn some new tricks. And Who is better at doing tricks than a magician, a wizard? We happen to know one of those. I heard recently that the Blizzard Wizard has moved down to Florida, where he's living and working in a kingdom of magic. And, who better to turn to learn a thing or two? Because we want to bring you the greatest show that we possibly can. Maybe the greatest show in Earth, underneath Earth, because I think on Earth is probably trademarked or something. But, circuses are just failing left and right, so we might be the only horse in the game. So what you see is what you get, but we're going to make it as good as we can. So I am journeying to Florida this year. Hopefully pick up some new circus tricks. What should I be on the lookout for, Oggo?
Well, my great aunt and her alligator circus, for one. They were last spotted around those parts.
Alligator circus. That does have a ring to it. I wouldn't have put alligator and circus together in my mind, but now I'm seeing it.
Seeing is believing.
Alligators might just play a key role. So I'm going to come back and bring my new circus skills to bear. I'm going to try to learn some things for you too. Maybe some jokes or something.
I do love when other people learn for me.
And let's just give that a try now. They say Florida is the land of the fountain of youth. Maybe it will revive us. Maybe it will give us some vim and vigor here on our 100th program. So, come on, guys. Do something circusy, Oggo. Hey guys, we've got another Gauntly trip this year for real. I have stocked up on a brand new camera. I'm going to work on looking into the lens this time rather than looking at my face on the screen. It's a challenge I'm sure you've all faced, getting used to Zoom the last 18 months. You're just always compelled to check that you're looking okay in the frame, but I'm going to look at you, the viewers, there in the lens. We have a rollicking extended trip this year. Going to be spending 8 days down in Florida. And we're going to see who we happen to meet along the way. It might not jump out as a spooktacular stopover, but I have some interesting things planned. Here we are. We're walking back towards the gate. We're gonna see what Florida has in store for us. I didn't quite capture it on camera, but I saw a mysterious silhouette a couple rows ahead of me. And let's see who's waiting for us. Hey, here's a familiar face.
Hello there. Is that Count Gauntly?
It's been a little while. I don't know if I've seen you since the other side of the plague.
Oh dear, yeah, it's true.
These Gauntly trips are the more the merrier, and it's good to reprise with you our New Orleans excursion.
Indeed.
In a sense.
It was a great trip. Found my zombie roots.
5th anniversary already.
Oh,
the time
wow.
flies, and here we go. Part 1 of Gauntly Florida trip. Halloween number 9. So we're kicking things off here at the Illusion Museum. We're going to trick our minds and fool our brains. No, you're working hard there, Dan. Whoa!
Gauntly, you're floating.
I've mastered the mystical arts. So what do you think of the Illusion Museum so far?
It's Been very uplifting, I would say.
You know, we try to bring you eye-catching experiences here on Count Gauntly's Horrors from the Public Domain. Would you say we have delivered here tonight?
I say that we've given more of ourselves than we ever have before. I think this is more than I've ever seen of you, Count Gauntly.
I think I'm gonna have to agree. Something is definitely wrong with this room. Here, you check out this corner.
How am I looking now?
Yeah, I think that's normal. I'm pretty sure. Next, we'll be testing out the supposed low light abilities of this new camera as we journey into the vortex. Oh, I don't know about you at home. This is definitely disconcerting, especially now that I'm walking backwards. Oh, I'm gonna keep a hand on the handrail here. Oh, as I journey through deep space, this is... My inner ears are reeling. And we hope that's the experience we deliver to you at home. Here we have a still picture on the wall. I don't know if it's gonna quite trip you out the way it is here. Yeah, I think that's coming across. This is messed up. This is one of the weirder things that I've seen. This is just a poster on the wall. Oh, no, actually, now that I get closer, I see there's a little more to it than that. Duck your head into one of those rooms. So there is some depth to it, but that is still very disconcerting. Somebody there has to be cheating. And that was the Museum of Illusions. How would you describe your experience, critic?
Illuminating.
Discombobulating. Let's see if we can find the exit. We're on our way now to our next stop, Gatorland. We're hoping to get up close and personal with these primeval beasts. Because while we did do an entire episode dedicated to eating an alligator, we haven't seen them alive yet. And I think I owe that to you. They just have so many teeth and so many scales that not seeing them in full living color and in action seems like a disservice to you. So
We'll give you viewers something to chew on, and maybe even the gators something to chew on.
that's right. We've eaten them. Now they deserve a chance at turnabout because that's fair play. They need a chance to eat us. The Blizzard Wizard is here.
How's it going?
You've had a bit of a wardrobe change.
Yes. I'm in Florida, and I've got my Florida gear on, and it's going well. It's not too hot yet today, so it's going to be soon.
Have you taken up residence down here?
For the time being,
Just to change things up a little bit?
yes.
All right, well, maybe you can show me around.
Try my best.
We've stepped into the maw. Gatorland lies ahead. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's head down this digestive tract behind us.
Here we go.
Well, they do not waste your time here at Gatorland. You'll see there's just oodles of them back there. Dozens of gators, fat and happy, ready to eat yet more food. And we are happy to oblige. What's that pole?
I'm gonna string this through the gills or the tail, and then lower them on down.
It looks like the fish are tasty to the birds too.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
You gonna jump. Oh! That's part of it. I just think it's love it. What the rest? Oh! He's locked down. I don't want to drop the stick. I already knocked.
Not bad.
That was awesome.
We've got all the bells and whistles on our passes because they say, do you want to feed the gator? Do you want to feed the gator again? Obviously we do, multiple times. We're going to sit on a gator. I think we're going to go to the gator's house and meet his parents. It's going to be the full experience. But right now, I got a fish on a string, and I'm going to dangle it over these gators. Could you move your branded cup there? There we go. Let's see what these guys... I think we can test it out for the big ones. They look like they've got other stuff on their mind. Maybe they're not the active ones, but we'll see.
You got a rise out of can.
Yeah, down below they seem interested. Oh. Okay. There's a couple who seem interested.
Oh!
So man, we got some other bits here. Oh. I'm trying to get in front of you, dude. I'm not trying to pull it away. You have to hop a little bit, though. Sorry, man. Right here. Come on, guys. You do this all day. There we go. There we go. I got him. Oh, he's strong. Yeah. Good stuff.
All right. Oh, this guy's already got his eyes on it. Here we go, buddy. Here we go. Here we go. You ready? Get some height. Get some height. Oh! Oh, he got the whole thing. There we go. Wait, did it fall down? Is it that thing down there? Or did it get in his mouth?
They're still thinking with this thing there.
I'm learning that gators might not be the sharp as their teeth.
I got a leucistic alligator here. That's basically an albino. It's all white. Definitely stands out. Man, they're just stacks on stacks of gators here at Gatorland. He hears me. He opened his eyes.
Now this is not an alligator. This is a saltwater crocodile. If you look close at the eyes, I don't know, something is just more ancient and sinister about these guys. The alligators have kind of a dopey homegrown look, but this is a little frightening to me.
These giant crocs are extremely aggressive and have been known to kill water buffalo and large sharks. It's good we got a fence between us, I guess.
And this is a Nile crocodile, as in the days of yore. The sort of thing Moses had to contend with. Though it seems pretty chill, honestly. I think we're getting our money's worth here at Gatorland. We're tossing these turds to get snacked on. There we go. They're catching on. There, a bird took it.
Wow.
One last one.
They really do look like dinosaurs when they slither around and chomp.
Chomping and clomping, these guys. There's some big ones back there. I want to try to give you as close and personal an experience as I can give. They definitely deliver here. Gatorland is what it says on the door, and as soon as you're inside it, we get gators. Of all shapes and sizes, all different ages.
and we bought the big ticket items because when in Rome, ride a gator.
Count 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold on there, Casey. Thanks for coming. The show's over. Okay. What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. I'm still social distancing. Oh, look, she's smiling. She's happy. That's a good sign. So you walk your dog a corner right here. Alligator cat's missing. That's weird. Hi, sweetheart. You're in a very good mood today, aren't you? There you go. Are they supposed to bubble out of your eyes like that? Is that a good sign? Second. Alright, move. She's gonna go for me. Ah, Gator 1, Casey 0. Alright, that's it. It's supposed to be a 15-minute show. No, get over here. Come here. Where you at? Boots falling down. I want Spazzy. Nah, you're coming. Let's go, Spazzy. Now you got a show to do, girl. Oh, I'm gonna let you go this time. Come here. Wait on it. Now we're gonna give the alligator a chance to catch a breath. All right, guys, take a quick look while you can. 72, 84, razor sharp teeth. These teeth are made for ripping and tearing, not grinding and crushing. Y'all see the pink flap that stand in the back of the throat? It's called an epiglottis. That's in case she bites something underwater. She doesn't have to worry about the water rushing down her throat and potentially Ooh, you all right, man? No, I just peed a little bit. It's funny from out there. This goes according to plan. Watch the alligator's bottom jaw. This happens to go horribly wrong today. Watch my bottom jaw. Thanks for the laughter, man. I appreciate that. All right.
Serious, took off his hat.
There you go, mouth pop wide open. There you go, hands are back. Take those photos, folks. Woohoo! There it is. Good job. Wait, hold on. Snapchat filter. She's got to change it. Hold on, she's almost done. She's almost done. Oh, we were done with that one. Yeah, usually like a thunderstorm pull the net. That's fine, son. There you go. Look at Brittany and say, cheese. There you go. You're good to go, friend. Come on down, little one. And grab where the
Moment of truth, Mr. Critic. You're heading into the Dragon's Den.
I'm ready.
So, what you'll do is put both knees in the sand and just squeeze your thighs and everything will be fine. We'll help you unless we think it's funny, then we'll point and laugh and then help. You know, we're not monsters. Yeah. Yeah. Are you guys laughing at me again? There you go. Grab right there where the tape is. Perfect. Great. There you go. You're good to go, man. No problem.
We did it.
Right?
Worth every penny, I think.
Were you scared?
Very soft. No. I wish the mouth wasn't taped.
No, that's all right.
It's like tightrope walking with a harness. Just don't let you live your life these days. Everything's litigious. Now we're embarking on the adventure hour. I don't know if it's actually going to last an hour, but we're walking through the fence into the gator enclosure. They got multiple big ones out there, and we're going to be chumming. We're going to be throwing raw meat towards them.
See how hungry they are.
I'll bet they're pretty hungry. They seem to have good appetites around here.
All right, here we go, Gauntly.
Okay, grabbing a chunk of meat.
Just grab one head.
We're on the assembly line here. Ooh, squishy.
Take it.
Take it.
Go, girlfriend. This ain't a holding, it's a feeding. Hit him, girlfriend. Hit him. Oh, in the nose. Good throw. Good throw.
Right on the side.
All right, if you've done 3 pieces, gloves off, green bucket. All right, if you've done 3, gloves off.
3 pieces in total.
Okay, piece number 2. Here we go.
And a good squishy one there. Oh, look at that.
Eyes are like, oh.
Go get it, you missed.
No, I'm here again. You can go.
I don't know how they
My
kill
buddy
people
right
in real
there.
life.
Yeah, let's see.
I'm just so confused.
You got it. Great job. You're 2 for 2.
Good shot. Beer pong, 7:30. You can be on my team.
One more.
Get him, guys. Get him.
My last one.
Hurry up, big man. Hurry up. Go get
Okay,
him.
what do we smells about what we would serve on Gauntly.
Yeah, here we go. All right, sweetheart, come on down this way for me.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a feisty one right there.
All right, guys, gloves off, green bucket for me, you guys.
Wouldn't you know it, Gauntly goes and finds the only crypt to be found in Orlando in August. But, I mean, I think they got it right. We got mausolea, we've got wrought iron fences, everything you could want. Urns full of wilting flowers, because the Halloween season is just around the corner. Obviously, it's October when you're watching, not always when we're filming. We have to be proactive. But if you've tuned into our Halloween specials before, you know Gauntly goes the extra mile to track down the spirit of the season, even when it's a little tricky. It's a hearse. We found a hearse here at an alligator theme park.
But is it a human hearse or an alligator hearse?
And who drives it? That's what I want to know. Man, you can really fill up a day here at Gatorland. They got baby gators, pythons, panthers, all manner of interesting beasts. I was afraid I might not be able to track down too many circusy attractions, but they at least have quite the menagerie here in Orlando. Nice.
Wow.
It worked out. Still gets them going.
Yeah.
Now this is quintessential Florida. We've got a whole bevy of flamingos right here, honking with their weird upside down beaks. Yeah, you better run. You want to give it a name?
Olivier, after Lawrence.
Nice, good choice. He looks like a natural born performer. What about yours? How's your bird treating you?
Pretty good. I gotta think about a name. Noodle.
What'd you say?
Noodle.
I like it.
Good spot. He goes.
Wow. Hey, buddy. You've got dark bags under your eyes like I do.
Small.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna touch you.
Keep your pants tucked in your socks. At the very far end of Gatorland is the pen for all of the albinistic and leucistic alligators. The white ghosts, I can relate. They've got them under a dark cover because they don't want them getting sunburned. I have spent a lot of my budget on sunscreen this week, and so I get it, but I want to give you a look. here at this most exotic of scaled beasts.
Well, I think we're gonna go out here on a swamp walk. It says beware the snakes and maybe some gators too. See a raccoon right over there. So let's see what we see.
Yeah, we'll see where it takes us next on Gauntly's Halloween trip number 9.
Hello.
Whoa.
So, I heard circus is not doing well. Empty seats. You don't see anyone watching the circus.
It didn't do so hot, but Gauntly doesn't like when people are in the crypt when he's away, and I'm busy.
Okay, I see you're busy, but listen to me. I am applying. I thought I would come here and apply for, a job. Anyway, you all need some talent, and I have some talent, as you can see. I'm very strong. I can do some strong tricks.
You do look very strong, but
Yeah. I see you have this. Why do you have this barbell?
well, Gauntly
anyone-
likes to think that he works out in the crypt, but those haven't been moved in centuries.
Really?
Nobody can move them.
I will show you how strong I am by moving both of them.
Sure.
And just with one hand, just watch.
Ah! How?
2,000 pounds. 2,000. See, I'm so strong I can even bend these iron bars. See?
How is this possible?
It's almost as if they're filled with air or something. See,
Well,
I'm so strong I can bend iron and pretend it's air. But it's,
do have
it's
to
really
admit-
iron. Ting! See, it's iron. You can hear the noise. Ting! See? So, what do you say? I can do a lot of tricks like this. I can spin them.
well,
I wish
on the one hand,
I wish you could hold one. Then we could have, had a fight like this. But
no, too heavy for me.
yeah. You want to try?
You do make it look very easy.
Yeah. Ah! Oh. I guess I have to just play with just myself for now. Ding! Well, what do you say? Wasn't that impressive? Don't you think audience will come to see this?
On the one hand, you are very, very strong. It's a good act.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you could also do the cleaning for me. So, that's a win-win. You can stay.
Thank you. I'll be back with all my stuff, okay?
So we're on our way to the most ambitious and long-awaited branch of our tour. It's what everybody has come together for, because it's not really circusy, but it's something we've been waiting to do for a long time. I've lined up a tour at Creative Engineering, the company that designed and built the Rockafire explosion bands that performed at Showbiz Pizza. And if that doesn't make sense to you right now, hopefully it will soon, because we're going to try to provide some context and some explanation. But it became Chuck E. Cheese, so if you went there as a kid and had a birthday party, you probably saw a band, something like this.
There he is.
Blizzard Wizard, we're here.
It's him. It's him.
Wait, oh, he's walking up. We did it. Mr. Fechter. Hi.
I'm not ready. Look at me. How you doing?
Great to see you.
Come on in, you guys.
Alrighty.
That's my dog, Prince. Prince, we have some friends. Look, Prince, we got friends coming for a show today. What do you think? Isn't that great? He loves it. He loves it.
Yeah, he's cheered up.
You know Johnny?
The only reason his place is this messy is because he's an inventor. This is what inventors' places look like. Oh, and you know what's funny is I didn't really mean this, but yesterday before I didn't mean to leave this here till you got here tonight. But if you can walk past this, oops, see, without tumbling, without getting tangled up, you'll be okay for the whole rest of the tour. Okay, you have to like pass that coordination test to make it for the rest of the tour. Would y'all give me just a few minutes to just kind of get myself together here, and then we'll get on it.
Certainly.
So you're welcome to browse around a little bit and take a look at stuff. Just don't break anything, and don't fall down. Don't hurt yourself.
Sounds
okay,
good.
and I'll be back. Give me just 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna turn on the air compressor.
We're here now in the nerve center of creative engineering. So far, it has not disappointed. We've got Billy Bob Broccoli himself back here on the box guitar, cigar box banjo. This is Aaron Fechter, creator of the Rockfire Explosion
And
founder of creative engineering.
come here, boy. Turn around here. We gotta get you in the picture. Wait, come here. Wait. Okay, I'll get him turned around. Come here. Over here.
Come on, Prince.
Come here. Over here. Yeah, now sit there. There you go, stay. There you go. Yeah, that's a good boy. All right. Now you got us all. So anyway, you guys, let's go in the showroom and let's talk about the show.
All right.
A lot of times people do like to come with the curtains closed and the lights off, and so the first experience with the show is when the curtains open up and all that drama and everything. But so anyway, so you're getting to see it with the curtains open and the characters not moving to start with, which shows you something a little unusual. Do you notice that Rolf is not looking the right direction in his home position? He should be looking straight. Okay, so I'm glad we're actually seeing this way, because I'd like to fix that. Okay, now to fix that, I need to go get a tool, a very important tool. I just took it out of here today, so let me go get it. So what happens is, especially in these really humid conditions like we have now, occasionally a drop of water will get in the valve and cause it to stick, and that's what's going on. So first I have to find out which valve is sticking, so I push other valves in the vicinity until I find it. Let's see. Oh, I must have straightened it out. I must have pushed it and straightened it out. So it was afraid of the hammer this time. I didn't have to use the hammer. Great. So anyway, y'all are welcome. I mean, you're welcome to roam around and stand up and do whatever you want. But normally I invite my guests to have a chair, take a seat, and you can take any seat you wish. This is the one that Michael Jackson sat in.
So there you go, in Michael Jackson's own chair, patting a dog. Could it be any better? Maybe, because we're about to see a show.
Here's a song for all my teachers. I like to play baseball. I like to go swimming. We like to go to movies with pretty women. We like to eat pizza, play Pac-Man too. But we don't like to paint the house, scrub the floor. We like to play records and ride an old limo. We like to go bowling with fine young women. We love Paul McCartney and Disney too. But we don't like to mow the lawn, break the leaves to you. We like to have lots of fun and sing these songs for you. We like to turn on with love for this world. We like short dresses when they're on girls. We like to vote yes to solar power, but we don't like to study much. Arithmetic makes us sick. We like to have lots of fun and sing these songs for you.
this is the way the shows looked in Showbiz Pizza Place. 3 stages. You had the center stage, and we had the left and the right stages. You all know my characters, right? So we got Fats. He's kind of a heavy, if you will, and he's our ladies' man of all the characters on stage. He's the most of the ladies' men. And then we got Beach Bear, who may be more of a ladies' man even than Fats. However, he never brags about it. Okay, or he never talks about it. We just don't know. He's cool. He doesn't say anything. You know, he's quietly succeeding in everything he does. And then there's Mitzi, who is a cheerleader, but she is a genius. So she is very smart, and you might not know it. And she's extremely talented, of course, with her singing ability. And then Duke, kind of a space cadet, if you will. And that's why he's geared up for his space run. He wants to join Elon Musk and whoever else is going up into outer space. He's ready to go. He's got his suit. He's got his oxygen. He's ready. And he is a dog, by the way. So he loves what he's doing. And these guys over here are kind of my alter egos. You know, so you got on one side, you got Billy Bob, really nice guy. You know, Bear. He would do anything for you. He'll give you the shirt off his back. And then you got Rolf. Now Rolf is the biggest, creepiest jerk you ever saw. Now that's another one of my personalities, you know. And what I did is I just exaggerated it to the max.
There you go. Hey, there it is.
All right. So Rolf is selfish and he's spoiled and he's conceited and he's arrogant and he's a liar. He's a total just out liar. If he can make up a lie rather than tell the truth, he does. But what's funny is that I never thought that Rolf would ever be anybody's favorite character. The reason I had him up there was to balance the ridiculously sweetness of Billy Bob. Because, I mean, if all I had was like Billy Bob, I'd be like this year's Mr. Rogers. I don't want to be Mr. Rogers, you know. But I wanted something to balance so that we could teach lessons in a different way. That's why we have a wolf and a mouse and a dog and a gorilla and a bear and a bird, and they're all getting along. Okay, so that's the message that we tried to start with in the beginning, but we didn't understand, even then, you know, when we were putting all these diverse characters together, we didn't understand that we were actually making a statement that would reverberate in the future with the human population, but it should.
Hey everybody, Rolf the Wolf here, taking you for a walk. What's this happening to all Spidey? I'm getting back to shape I was in. Time keeps slipping, I'm slipping away. But that don't matter to me none, 'cause Rolf gets better every day. I ain't taking too long, Rolf, I ain't taking too long anymore. No way, I ain't taking too long, Rolf, I ain't taking too long anymore.
I didn't realize when I started off my career, if you'll call it that I was going to be in the birthday and puppet business. That's the last thing I would have thought. I thought I was going to be a more important inventor. In the 80s, they thought that I would actually be up there having to manage billions and billions of dollars someday because, you know, of the Rockefeller explosion and the whack-a-mole and all the restaurants and how great they were doing, you know, and my vision of the future and technology. They figured, well, maybe he's going to beat Bill Gates and maybe he's going to beat Steve Jobs. Back in the 80s, animatronics wasn't a hobby. I built it, Disney built it, and that was it. Okay, but now the kids, because of Five Nights at Freddy's and because of Showbiz Pizza Place and because of all the technology we have and the Arduino and everything else, they want to build their own animatronics. There's a lot I like about Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, it hit a nerve with the kids. I like that. And the fact that the kids took their interest in Five Nights at Freddy's and used it to explore their interest in animatronics and science and technology and electronics and mechanics and art and all those other things. I think it really did the world a big favor. Even though the basis of the game is kind of a horror game, I still think that the end result, the bottom line, is all positive for kids. What I want to see is the whole world experimenting with animatronics. Like when the whole world was using the hula hoop, or the whole world was playing with model airplanes or trains or whatever hobby there was. You know, there's always been a favorite hobby for America. And I think the hobby is coming. The animatronics hobby is coming someday. So there'll be millions of kids playing with this instead of, you know, hundreds. So I'm planning on being the father of the hobby of animatronics someday. I will live past 130. I already told everybody that's my goal. I will. And I will actually work until I'm at least 130. So I don't know how long I'll live, but I know I'll work another 63 years.
This concludes the first leg of Gauntly Halloween Tour number 9. And for the moment, I'm going to be parting ways with the critic, but I thank you for joining me, sir.
Oh, it's been a delight. Thank you very much for including me in your travels, and I wish you best of luck on your further exploits.
Thank you. I know you've got a film festival to get to.
That's right. I'll head on down to that, but I'm not sure anything can top the sights we've seen the past couple days.
But we've got one last thing we got to do. In addition to movies, the critic is an expert on microbrews, so we've got our crafty IPAs and some seasonally appropriate chestware. And so we say, Happy Halloween. I'm making a stop in Gibsonton, Florida. Now, this is a town you might not have heard of before, but it's best known as the winter vacation grounds for circus workers historically. A lot of sideshow performers and carnies came and would stay here in the off months. So, you know, Halloween rolls around, things get chilly, and folks head for Florida. So that's why I'm here, and believe it or not, reading about Gibsonton is actually what inspired me to come here. Unfortunately, there aren't too many circusy attractions left. Back in the day, there was a fruit stand run by Siamese twins. There was a post office with specially built shelves to accommodate dwarf customers. They actually made local laws that made it easy for people to keep pet elephants on their land. But I'm coming up now on the primary circus attraction that remains in Gibsonton. However, it's only open on Saturdays and Sundays, so it didn't really quite line up, but I'm going to show it to you now. You can see the International Independent Showman's Museum behind me. And I know they got some pretty cool stuff in there. Vintage circus wagons and circus posties. Art depicting lions and tigers. I think they got some authentic vintage carousel machinery, but again, it is closed. But I am a showman and I know that the show must go on, so I have done my research. I have found an alternative that hopefully will suffice and will see us through and deliver that dose of circus. We have traveled to Florida, intent on finding. I've changed up my wardrobe a bit to make it a little more Florida appropriate. And I'm standing in front of the Golden Host Resort, a genuine tiki bar. I've heard from our resident projectionist, sometimes Santa Claus, that tiki bars are the place to really get the tropical experience of Florida and the Caribbean. Throw Polynesia into the mix too. Don't want to leave the Pacific out. that is perhaps more apropos, but I think we can get a lot of the same magic here as we head further and further south in Florida. I am right now in Sarasota because there's a circus-y site I'm gonna head up tomorrow. But for the time being, they gave me 2 free Mai Tai passes to hit up that tiki bar, so I'm gonna go check it out. I'm sitting poolside now, and I just wanted to get you a nice close look at this wardrobe I'm sporting. I've got my blue tiger stripes and my martini buttons. A Mai Tai is a little more fitting for a tiki bar, and I think that's what I'm gonna be sipping on here in just a second. And of course I had to pick up some appropriate swimwear. I've got some gaiters on my trunks, also some donuts for some reason, but hey, I won't discriminate. I realize now that one of the great strengths of having other people around on your trip is they can get footage of you while you're in the pool, because this is going to be a little tricky. I'm going to have to do some mental gymnastics to figure this one out. Here you go. Public access in the pool. This water is very warm. It's super nice. I'm going to put my phone away and enjoy it. Any place that wraps the palm trees in Christmas lights is okay by Gauntly. So I am kind of new to this whole tiki thing, so I'm going to give my friend who is a little more knowledgeable about it a call. The last time we did a Zoom meeting together like this, he espoused appreciation for the tiki lifestyle. So here we go. All right, here it comes. Oh, hey.
Hi. How's it going?
Oh, it's been a little while.
Yeah. I hope things are going well at the crypt. I hear you've been doing quite a few more travels recently.
I'm in the city of Sarasota, and I was just about to pay a visit to a tiki bar. Would you happen to know anything about that?
I might know a thing or two. Yeah, I know tiki bars. I'm here at my own little tropical piece of paradise. So I could give you a few pointers if you want.
What does that scene mean to you? And what is the allure?
Really, what tiki means more than anything else to me is the ability to embrace change, embrace different aspects of whatever interests you. Tiki itself draws from many different cultures in Polynesia and Asian countries. And I feel that if we can embrace the things in life that interest us the most, we can create our own little piece of paradise.
That does sound appealing. I'm ready for some of that.
The tiki scene started with tiki bars like Don the Beachcomber and Trader Vic's. And these days, there's a lot fewer of those old institutions around, but there's all sorts of different new waves popping up around. So while you want to look for some classics on the menu, like the zombie or the Mai Tai, be prepared to look out for whatever sort of unique twist the bartender can put out there for you. The key thing to remember is that when you're making a tiki drink, you don't want to be going too heavy on just mixing in a bunch of fruit juice and calling it tiki. A true tiki drink will gain a lot of its flavor from the liquors and other kinds of syrups that you can add in there too. So if you're just using Captain Morgan and Bacardi, you might want to try stepping it up a little and try something different. Also, of course, there's the clothing. Got to wear Hawaiian shirts. And
yeah, I think I'm good on that front. I got my blue velvet tiger stripes.
That's a good look, especially like the buttons there.
Oh yeah, you as well. Yeah, I've got some martini buttons.
Very classy. Then there's the decor. Just anything you can think of that seems tropical and exotic. The beauty of tiki is that it doesn't have to adhere to any strict rules as long as it feels tiki. This room feels tiki to me, so that's what tiki means to me. And whatever it means to you, it can mean that too.
it does look pretty tropical. I would say that passes muster. I'm going to let them take care of the decor for me. So on my time, I'm going to track that down. Sounds doable. What about any rules in terms of quantity? Should I be pacing myself?
You definitely want to be careful with the quantity. I'm drinking a zombie here myself, and while this may not taste as strong to someone who's unfamiliar with this cocktail, if you look at the ingredients, you'll see there's actually 3 shots of rum in here, one of which is 151. So you want to be very careful and pace yourself and know what you're getting into when you're drinking your tiki drinks. And as always, sip it slow, sip it easy, and watch out because it can sneak up on you.
Yeah, zombies are known to do that, but I gotta, get one of those in my system too, I think, because, how could you do a horror-themed excursion through a tiki bar and not?
It's a classic.
Well, thank you for your advice. I'm definitely going to keep that in mind.
Aloha.
And here I have my first of 2 free Mai Tais, complimentary with room and board. I've actually never had one of these before. But I'm living the life recommended by the projectionist, and I can see the appeal in this deep red drink. And my second drink is the Blue Hawaiian. It tastes like pineapple. What the heck? I went one beyond my drink passes. I've got a sneaky tiki here. I thought, again, when in Rome, do as the tiki drinkers do.
All right. Look, taste it.
I'll take it. Cheers. I'll take it. Cheers.
This is Gauntly, 6 drinks deep, enjoying my time with my fellow bar patrons. I've got drink number 6, it's my Mai Tai here, and I am just immersing myself in the tropical environs. Number 7, and I think we're tucking in, because
Like in Rome.
these are pretty strong. Like in Rome, as they say, you gotta settle in. So you put the drinks down and they start affecting your body, your mind, and the way that you present television shows. I'm gonna have a good time watching these clips back. Well, that was a lot of Mai Tai red vomit to clean up. But the show goes on. I'm here at the estate of John Ringling, the founder or co-founder of the Ringling Brothers Circus Enterprise. And he put his money to good use, it seems, because there is a lot to see out here. There's mansions on mansions. There's a big art gallery. But what I am here to see, of course, is the Ringling Circus Museum. So let's take a look. This dude back here looks kind of familiar. Do you see a resemblance? Now, one of the most hyped attractions here at the Ringling Circus Museum is something called the Howard Brothers Circus. It is a large miniature circus, which seems like a bit of a contradiction in terms, but I think you will find it interesting. It's very big and yet very small. You got to see it to understand. So here we go. Well, guys, for the 9th year in a row, Gauntly has delivered. I mean, look around us. Circus galore. There's the Ringmaster back there, raising his hand to open the grand performance. And here we are, episode 100. And I think it's been a pretty big show. I don't know about the greatest show on earth, but as great as I could make it. I've traveled the country to share my adventures with you, to bring the biggest, boldest, and best that the public domain has to offer. And before we tip our hats and give our final bow, I wanted to really pull out all the stops and make it as big as possible under my own personal big top. This is when it would be advantageous to have a second person here, yet again. But, as you see, I have crammed myself into the clown car. Where else but Gauntly? Where else but the Ringling Circus Museum could a grown man, so-called, cram himself into a little clown car? This alone is worth admission, I feel. Now, how do I get out of here? Behind me is an assortment of sideshow attraction posters. They're really, really big. They're like 10 feet tall. And, you know, this is what I came to see. There's a three-legged dude. There's an albino family with huge white afros. Who could ask for more? Last big outing, I was at the Pacific Ocean. Now behind me is the Atlantic. Gauntly has truly gone coast to coast. Actually, I think this is a bay of some kind, but it's connected to the Atlantic. And I'm just really glad you guys have joined me for the journey these last 9 years. Whatever happens with the future of the show, I'm going to keep going places and keep this spirit of adventure alive. Thanks for feeding fuel to that fire. I'm stopping by the Coral Castle just outside of Miami. Now, I learned about this place on an episode of Leonard Nimoy's paranormal series, In Search Of. And the gimmick here is that Coral Castle is a large stone structure constructed by one man starting around about 1920 and going the rest of his life until 1950 or 1951. And as with the pyramids, you know, these big heavy stones, some of them weigh 15 tons up to 30 tons. And the question becomes, how did one builder move them? You picture in your mind the building of the pyramids, you know, you've got many, many slaves and sledges pulling the stones with ropes. But this was one Latvian immigrant named Edward Leeds-Kalnin. And the mystery persists because supposedly no one ever observed him while he worked. Some wonder, did he discover the secret of anti-gravity? Could he make the stones move through the air? Or just magnify his own strength many-fold? Well, we're going to go take a closer look. Perhaps we'll get to the bottom of it here at the Coral Castle. They say Leeds-Kalnin was driven to construct the castle when he was jilted at the altar. And you know, honestly, that makes sense. A girl is pretty much the only reason that a guy does a nutty thing like this. Well, now it's up to you to determine if what you've just seen is worth the $20 admission price. Moving on. I didn't buy a t-shirt. For the next stop on my 100th episode tour, I'm getting in a Florida classic. I've come all the way south down to the Miami area, here at the edge of the Everglades, to Coopertown, which is home of my favorite airboat company. They're gonna take me out in a boat with a big fan strapped to the back and blast me across the brackish water, where I'll spot some gators, hopefully, maybe some crocodiles, because they do have both here, in their natural habitat. And somewhat interestingly, there is another film crew here, a real deal film crew where people are probably getting paid. And we'll see if we butt heads or if we become friends ultimately. And because the wind's gonna be whipping, I'm leaving my hat in the car.
An adult alligator can have 250 pounds of pressure per square inch in their jaw. That means that one like that would have had over 3,000 pounds of pressure in their bite. That's like a small car falling on your hand. In the Everglades, a lot of people like to have them as pets, but when they get too big, they release them into the wild. So now we have over 100,000 snakes out there that do not belong here. So every 9 months, the government will do an organized hunt. They go and capture all the snakes they can. Last time they did one of those hunts, they only caught 200 snakes. The largest one was a Burmese python. That was 19 feet. Everybody saw that?
Oh my gosh.
Good, because I'm not going to do it again.
Here we go.
He's in front of us.
Well, there's Scar. Now, the way he got his name, he's actually missing his left eye. Well, his right
see
eye.
it. It's to our left.
Now, that is from fights that he's had out here in the wild. Give me the way you tell the difference between a male and a female. One way is their body size. Another way would be their head size. No one's concerned of how close we are to the alligator? An adult alligator can have up to 250 pounds of pressure per square inch in their jaw. So one about his size can have close to 600-700 pounds of pressure per bite.
You
see him? You guys have any questions? Now, one male alligator can have anywhere between 5 to 15 females living in his territory. His territory is anywhere between 1 to 3 square miles. You guys have any questions?
Thanks, man. I know the significance of this stop might not immediately be clear, but in a sense, this is where the Gauntly trip started. Back in my college band days, not like a rock and roll band, but playing the clarinet in the orchestral band, we would always do an annual tour, go somewhere with the whole group, play some music, see a few sights. But I started arranging alternate activities for people who wanted something off the beaten path. So in Nashville, I took 3 of my friends on the Nashville hearse cemetery tour, where we all boarded a hearse and headed through some cemeteries on a guided tour. The next year, things escalated. We went down here to Miami, and the thing that I most wanted to do was to eat alligator. I've now done that on Gauntly again, but the only place I could find to do it in this area was here at Coopertown, which was a little bit out of the way. You know, the Everglades is a little bit out of Miami proper. But I pitched it to the band, and the whole group on the big tour bus added a stop. And they came out here, and we took the jet boat ride, and it was a highlight. Thus began Gauntly planning trips for groups of people. I think I could make a pretty good travel agent. Maybe I wasn't welcomed in with that professional film crew that was passing through, but I like to think I have some skills that are best represented in a journey here. It may not be circus, but it's been part of the Gauntly story all along. And in this, our final episode, I wanted to relive my past here in the land of the Fountain of Youth. And of course, I had to repeat this aspect of my visit too. I've got some fried gator bites and the more visually appealing frog legs there. You can see the big old frog butts right there. You know, they say it tastes like chicken about a lot of things, but with this, it's actually true. For a slightly more visually engaging chronicle of eating alligator, do check out Gauntly episode 91, last year's Thanksgiving show, where we had a bigger, more substantial gator in full. You can see all the body parts all attached. That's my prejudice against nuggets. You can't tell what animal it was, so I mean, this could just be chicken, but not in that case. Now, as I finish my frog legs, let's hop on down to one final stop on the southernmost tip of Florida. I've journeyed to Key West. I'm very close to the U.S.'s southernmost point, and testament to that fact is mile marker 0, the starting point of Highway 1, which is the longest north-south highway in the country. It runs up to Maine. It's about 2,300 miles long, because Gauntly, you know, is all about taking you to the ends of the earth. So West Coast, now East Coast, and who knows what the future holds. Gauntly finds the spooky landmarks wherever he goes. I managed to find the hearse. Now, when Gauntly's favorite YouTuber, the Carpetbagger, came here to Key West, he had to wait in a line for a photo op. I thought that was for mile marker 0, but it was actually for what you're about to see now.
Every time I go in some type of water, it gets more icky after a while.
Now, in addition to mile marker 0, Gauntly has also traveled to the southernmost point of the United States. And, you know, me being a neophyte, a newcomer to island life, I rather stupidly assumed that any edge of the island I came to, there would be beach there, and I could walk out and be on the beach and get footage on the beach. But it's pretty much just been like docks and piers and rocks and government property with sharpened fences. So I'll see how much more I'm willing to walk before I find a beach. Hey, I did it. There's some rather grody looking sand over there, but further on down towards the private resorts, it looks more sandy, like you would expect sand to look. But I am here. I didn't have to walk too far. This is called the southernmost beach, and it's like 2 minutes walk from the southernmost point. So here we are. I had a couple lovely ladies walk up and say, "Do you have a blog or something?" And we'll see if they ever track down this video, but if they do, congratulations, you found me. I'm making another Key West stop at the Fort East Martello Museum, which is home to the nation's most famous haunted doll. If you read anything about spooky things going on in Key West, people are going to be hyping Robert. He's been the star of a maligned film series, and I had to pay him a visit since I'm down here. When else am I going to be in Robert's neighborhood? So let's see if we can get up close and personal with a spooky, kooky, haunted doll. It's said to be possessed, makes things move around. If you are disrespectful while you take pictures, some part of his spirit haunts you, and I'm counting on it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that this is the place, because I walked in this door, they've got all the spooky fonts, Haunted Key West, the Key West Cemetery. Oh man, they even got a Carl Tanzler exhibit. I was hoping. My favorite scary story related to Key West involves Carl Tanzler, who was an obsessive romantic, some say. He was an older doctor who met an attractive young female patient who was dying of tuberculosis. And he couldn't handle that. He took possession of her body from her family and built a custom tomb for her. And over the years, attempted to reverse the effects of deterioration on the body by restoring it with wax and thread and tailor and taxidermy supplies, creating like a weird doll with mummy bits in the mix. And when he was finally discovered, the national press was of two minds. One was, this guy is a creep, but oddly, the prevailing view, it seemed, was that, oh, how romantic, that this was a love that lived beyond the grave. I think the reaction would be different now. Even for Gauntly, it's a little odd. There's even a whole hearse wagon in here in the Robert room. They knew what Gauntly was looking for. I was afraid that maybe if I came to Florida, I wouldn't be able to track down the necessary Halloween attractions. But I know that I shouldn't have been worried, because something in me will always draw me towards the premium haunted attraction in any locale I journey to. Behind me is Robert the Haunted Doll. Hey, is it cool if I film? He's not saying anything. Well, I'm gonna take that silence as a yes, always a good move. Robert belonged to an artist in the area. He eventually grew old and donated it to the museum. And supposedly there was a noticeable change in energy. And if you are disrespectful towards the doll, you're going to receive bad luck. And the only way to fix that is to write a letter to the museum apologizing. So I'll keep you posted on whether that transpires. But just get a good look at his odd, spongy face and know that he's up there with Annabelle. Mr. Annabelle, you might say. One of the spookiest dolls on record. And I haven't gotten up there to visit her yet, but this comes close. Well, here's my donation to hopefully stave off any picture-taking curses. And let me just say that they do it up right here at the museum, that the very first door you go through takes you straight into all the haunted stuff. hearses, cemetery deets, and the star attraction. Gauntly loves a good spiral staircase. So of course I had to come up here. And I'm actually the only person here at the museum, it seems. So I've had free run of the place. I got to video Robert. I've kind of been working on a list in my head of all the places that I've seen on this trip and how good they were in terms of how much they cost, how much I got to see, and how much I got to film. And honestly, the Martello Museum, it's up there. I like your fashion, sir.
Right back at you, bro.
Thanks. I'm standing in Mallory Square, where I have it on good authority we're about to see some pretty spectacular street performers. So let's take a look.
Hey, skeleton guy. There you go. Perfect, right there. You'll get home and one day you'll say, you know what? We were there the night he did that. And he did it for us. That was awesome. So this one's for me and you. No matter where you are, what you look like, or how you're dressed. Where your haircut is. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on! Yeah, come on. One, 2, 8. Come on!
Gauntly is staying in the most prestigious hotel to date, only fitting to cap off 9 years of these trips, but it's really like a gated community resort. These were the only hotels that were popping up in the app that I use. While I was wandering around the town earlier this evening, I noticed some that were undoubtedly cheaper, but for whatever reason, this was the one that caught my eye. And I'm going to show you some of the amenities they hooked me up with. So not only do we have a cavernous bathroom with a sink that is like not even a sink, it's like some kind of hovering bowl, and a big all glass shower here. We've got a balcony looking out onto the ocean out there. We've got a stack of like Ernest Hemingway books. And, you know, I know it's pretty common that they give you like 2 room cards with your room, kind of assuming that somebody else is going to be there, but here they really take it the extra mile. We've got 2 fresh bottles of water here for walking around in the heat. 2 like champagne flutes. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. And they even give you 2 of these special hotel robes, like in the cartoons. I don't think I've ever once stayed in a hotel that gave you the special robes. So I will check back in with you in a second. Honestly, this is a little hot for South Florida, but when am I going to get this chance again? I gotta live the life. When I have the chance, gotta live it up once in a while. So from Key West, this is Count Gauntly saying, good night, catch you on the flip side. I do have one last trick up my sleeve for this Florida trip. I've reconvened with the Blizzard Wizard here. He's going to show me his new vocation. And I know I normally trumpet the merits of the public domain, but today I'm diving into a different kind of wonderland, a corporate wonderland.
The opposite of public domain.
Yes, there's going to be quite a lot of branded intellectual property today. So, fitting for a sign-off. In case anybody takes issue, I'll be dust in the wind. Now, one thing I haven't delivered that's a key part of the circus experience, we've had some animals. We've had plenty of alligators, obviously. But I'll bet there's some key megafauna that you are feeling cheated on. And the megafauna I'm talking about, of course, is elephants. Gotta have elephants at a circus. Not having elephants at the circus is what has led to a dearth of circuses lately. Also, you know, if we could throw a lion in the mix, that would be pretty good too. So let's go to the key attraction I've come here to see and figure out if we can check those boxes for you.
Yes, you don't have to wear them anymore. It's not even wearing one.
So I do have a few reminders for you guys. Please hold on to any loose items such as hats, glasses, and cameras. Keep your hands, arms, feet, legs inside the truck at all times and remain seated throughout our entire safari today. So I was worried we wouldn't see them, but up ahead we do get to see one of the giraffes. The giraffes that live out here are Maasai giraffes, so they have the more jagged edges to their patterns, making them different from other types of giraffes around the world. But one thing that they all do have in common is that they all have their own unique patterns. So we will never see two giraffes look exactly the same. I know we can only see one, so we can't really make that comparison there. Oh, there you go. There's two. Oh, that's the baby back there. That's Humphrey. Also with giraffes, they do spend a lot of their day eating. They can spend up to about 20 hours a day eating. There's a special coating on their tongue that will prevent it from getting sunburnt. But since they spend so much of their day eating, they only reserve about 30 minutes a day for sleeping. To your right, that is an African elephant. We can tell because we're in Africa. And African elephant's ears are slightly similar to the shape of the continent of Africa. And just by flapping those ears, that can help lower an elephant's body temperature by about 15 degrees. So that's what keeps them nice and cool. Or they can always go for a little dip in their swimming pool that is provided here. Elephants also have very sensitive skin, so using their trunks, they will throw dirt and sand onto their backs or the top of their head, and that will act as a natural sunblock. Oh, that's a great shot right there. Because they are very vulnerable to sunburn, so that dirt and sand is going to really help them out there. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. These two are both white rhinos. They weigh about 5,000 pounds, so they are pretty large, but they're social and friendly. They don't have the greatest eyesight, so they can only really see a couple of feet in front of them. Another thing about, I mentioned how rhinos' horns are made of keratin like our fingernails, so they do find different rocks and logs that they can use to help file their horns down, just like how we file our fingernails down. Alright, so up ahead, these are the Kobe rocks, and if you look at the very top, oh gosh, there's an ostrich too. Gosh, I didn't even... Sorry guys, that's why we stay seated. Alright, so there is an ostrich up here, so that we're gonna have to stop for actually. It's a female. You can tell by the gray feathers that you will see in just a second. Even though they are the largest birds in the world, ostriches cannot fly, but they do use their wings to change directions when they run. They can run up to about 40 miles per hour. So we're just gonna stop here for just a second. Yeah, there are some lions up ahead. Okay, so this one we're just gonna follow the ostrich. But also up ahead, I was distracted by the lions. I didn't even see that ostrich. So there's a female lion up at the very top of these rocks, and then you'll see the male a little bit lower. But they're resting right now, which is pretty normal lion behavior. Lions rest from 16 to 20 hours a day. They do that to save up their energy for hunting for the nighttime. They prefer to hunt at night because they have A pretty awesome advantage, their night vision is 6 times greater than a human's night vision. And the females do the hunting, the male stays at home and protects the rest of the pride. Usually a pride can range from 3 to 40 lions altogether, and they're the only cats to form groups that large. See, that's the great thing about mornings. These animals are pretty active. Now we're gonna look over here to our right and you get to meet, I guess you could still say he's the baby. He's a baby rhino. So he is almost a year old. He'll be a year old at the end of October. So he's about 900, 1,000 pounds at this point. He's grown quite a bit. He still needs to grow his second horn in. And usually when you see rhinos in a group together, it's called a crash of rhinos. Up next, we're going to look over here to our right and take a quick look at a baobab tree. These trees can go about 9 months out of the year without any leaves, and to conserve water. All of the water is stored in its trunk, so large animals such as elephants, they will poke holes in the trunk or tear the bark off and use it as a water source, which is why this tree is also sometimes given the nickname the Tree of Life.
Good job.
So he'll sit here and he'll study us until we start doing things, threatening movements like waving your hand, smiling. As soon as you bare your teeth to a wild animal, that's not a. Oh yeah, but you ever see a wild animal that's smiling at you? That's bad. That's really bad.
We're even traveling to alien worlds on this trip. That's the new thing in theme parks now, making zones out of the experience of just walking around in your favorite movie world. So what I want to know is, when is somebody going to come along and pick up the rights, theme park rights to Gauntly? I think that's a pretty valuable IP nobody is exploiting yet, so it's time. Finally, who knew that of all places, this would be the one that has all the stops pulled out and all their Halloween gear is up when Gauntly needs to film. Our corporate overlords were very considerate, and I'm on board. We're here in the thick of it because I had to hit up one certain spot before Gauntly signed off on his Halloween shows. Somewhere that I feel is key. Because after all, it's a special anniversary for this place too. It's the 50th anniversary of Disney World. And so I had to come check it out in my orange bird shirt. Yes, Gauntly has come to the Haunted Mansion. Rules about branding and corporate logos and things be gosh darned, because I had to come here. Had to fit this into an episode one day, and I'm gonna show you as much as I can. It's a hearse here at Disney, and I found it. I knew just where to look. Well, we did it. Gauntly on the Haunted Mansion. I probably will work in a little bit of the dark ride footage. It is dark in there, as the name implies, but Gauntly wants to take you behind the curtain, really show you everything that he can, and experience horror history. That's what all of these trips have been about, and this is an important part that I couldn't leave out. Hey, they've even got circus stuff here. So keep the horror in the mix, but also keep the theming on brand. Got to keep the circus element in this episode too.
scratch my ankle.
Now go. Let your dreams guide you. Reach out and find your happily ever after.
Oh, yes, just cleaning, tidying up, of course.
Oh, it looks good. It looks good. Went out, I got some sun. It was terrible. Now I'm back here in my dank crypt. I'm back.
The trip was good?
Yeah, I saw a lot, did a lot. What's been going on here?
Well, of course, Agrad was working very hard, keeping all of the operations running smoothly and efficiently and everything nice and tidy and clean and working, of course. But then Agrad had the idea we needed another act. So,
okay, yeah.
Agrad went out and found another act. And he was actually the world's strongest man at one point. Maybe still, who can say? But he was able to lift those barbells you were working towards back in, what was it, 1500s, 1550?
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
All blends together. But so he's here now, and that's all because of me.
Well, great. I look forward to seeing it. Was it pretty cool?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
All right, great. Yeah, hey, we're all in the spirit of picking up new acts. So, ask me, what new acts have I learned?
What new acts have you learned?
Well, man, I queued that one up, and my answer might be disappointing, but I did see some street performers. There was some tightrope walking. There was like gator wrestling. So as soon as we get one of those that's alive in here, I think we could have some fun with that,
Did you
whatever
see
the
Great
outcome
Aunt
is. I did, yeah.
You saw Great Aunt
briefly.
Ann.
I don't know if I got it on camera, but she was there at Gatorland. She was running it. She was selling passes.
She's gone corporate.
Yeah, that's the way of the world these days. But I did do some introspection, and what I thought about was, when I set out to make this show, what are some things that I thought I might do by episode 100? And some of them I've done. We've hit a lot of destinations. You came with me to Salem. We went out to Bunnyman Bridge and Sleepy Hollow. I've been to Roswell and the Mothman Festival. I've cooked just about everything under the sun. What are some things we've eaten, Ograt?
We had beaver, we had octopus, we of course had different types of eggs, turkey eggs, ostrich eggs, peacock eggs. We had eel while it was alive. I'm sure there's other exotic animals. We've had gator, for sure.
That's right. And now we've seen gators alive and well. They had their chance to eat us.
That really is the circle of life.
Yeah, so we've checked a lot of boxes, but still my head was scratching. What happens in episode 100? It's got to be something really big. And so to break the fourth wall, just punch right through it for a minute, I thought maybe I could get married in episode 100 or pull a Dwyer on TV or something. But neither of those is going to happen here tonight. But what I have come to realize is that my great circus act that comes to its finale tonight is this show itself. This has been my blood and sweat and tears pumped onto the digital equivalent of celluloid. Videotapes have been rolling and capturing all the things that we've seen and done and smelled when we made soup beer. And it comes to a culmination tonight. I have prepared a musical montage combining footage from all 100 episodes so that you can take a look and tell us what we've done here and whether, in fact, it's all been worth it. So let's roll that beautiful Ogg footage. Thanks for joining us these last 9 years, guys. Enjoy.
This house is filled with memories, some so lovely and some so sad. The cracks in the walls and the lines in my face, I've read the late romantics, but they mean nothing to people like us. The continental drifter days without punctuation, loves evaporate, and we've been traveling so long, we spend our nights drinking to a wistful song. Someone who won't forget me, says all the people that surround me now. Oh, they will, they will, they will, they will. These days I wake so early while she sleeps softly. The morning's so cold, the continental drifter days without punctuation, loves evaporate, and we've been traveling so long, we spend our nights drinking to a wistful song. Well, I wish I knew you when I was younger, before we got older, before all the heartbreaks. We know the places to go. I've already been there, and darling, it all means something to me now. Well, I wish I knew you when I was younger, before we got older, before all the heartbreaks. We know the places to go. I've already been there, and it all means something to me now.
And now one hand. See, one hand. This is almost too easy. I need heavier weights. I must talk to Gauntly. I haven't seen him yet. I just heard of him. I hope he comes back soon. I heard so much about him. I want to see him in person. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow. Those were some amazing feats of strength.
Oh, and you're Count Gauntly. At last.
I'm the one.
I've heard so much about you. It's an
And
honor
you
to see
too. You as well. We'll breach the 6-foot barrier there here for our 100th episode to shake your hand. Thank you for adding to our circus.
It was my pleasure. Anyway, I was out of a job. I needed a job. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the case for all circus performers these days. You know, they're not doing big business, but that is why I bring it down here with me to the subterranean public domain broadcasting scene. That's the real exposure in 2021. That's what brings media to the masses. So, in that spirit, this is one of our Halloween spooktacular shows. Believe it or not, we've been doing this 9 years.
Wow.
And Gauntly always prepares some jack-o'-lanterns carved in the likeness of cast members. So,
oh, I see.
I know this is your first time joining us, Strongman, but you have kind of a familiar face. I think I may have seen you before, if I'm being honest. And so I have prepared this year's cast member jack-o'-lantern, and it bears the likeness of a genie who joined us a couple episodes back. But honestly, I think it's a spitting image.
Yeah, I haven't seen the genie, but yeah, I guess it does look like him. Yeah, I think I watched that episode, and it does look like him. Yeah, you really are talented in pumpkin carving. I must say that's one of your great talents.
Thank you very much. He was played by a versatile actor. I'm just karate kicking through that fourth wall again, and he's kept the show afloat for these last few episodes. Couldn't have done it without him. And it will join the roster of all past pumpkins, which I will fire your way now. Check that out. That's what 9 years looks like. And I needed the volunteered talents of everyone who stepped into the ring with Gauntly. And tonight, the grand finale, not just of the circus, but at least for the time being, of the series itself. And I appreciate you all for putting your eyes on mine, okay? For watching the program in whatever way you did. If you stumbled across it late at night on YouTube, perfect. If you're cycling through old stuff that accumulated on your DVR and you don't even know how it got there, also perfect. But now I leave the circus in the hands of other performers. Trust that public access will keep providing down-home, grassroots entertainment that comes from the people. So stay tuned, guys. Now, I got to tidy up the last few things at the crypt, and I'll see you over there. Well, that was quite a performance. I enjoyed it. What'd you think?
Oggo is exhausted, but very valuable experience.
Yeah, it really elevated our series, our circus especially, adding that strongman to the mix really lifted us up and made the show better for everybody. And if I'm being honest, and tooting my own horn, that trip was pretty special too. We got to see a lot of neat stuff. We got to meet the mastermind behind the Chuck E. Cheese robots. You wouldn't expect to see that on public access, but now because of Gauntly, you have. So, man, how's your Halloween, Ograt?
It's another Halloween. After over 2,500 of them, they do come and go quite quickly.
We're older than I ever realized.
You always will be.
Indeed. So, in that spirit, I'm going home. We've been down here broadcasting from the crypt this long, and I feel like we've done our duty. We've served our purpose. But undeath continues. I'm a count. I've got a castle topside. What am I doing down here?
I've been wondering that for years.
Yeah, so I gotta get back there, see how things are going, and because I'm gonna be away for a while, I want you to have the keys to the crypt, Ograt.
No.
Yeah.
Gauntly.
Let yourself whenever you want. Come in.
After all these years.
You don't have to sweep anymore. You can find somebody else to be your Og boy.
Maybe the strong man.
Yeah, he's got the muscles for it. And enjoy.
The crypt has a new king.
Have a very happy Halloween, everyone. All of you at home watching. And I'm going to pull out my secret scooter. If I had a compartment back here, this would be more impressive if I actually had somewhere to have stashed this all along. But I'm going to take it. I'm going to head off into the distance in another little nice homage. And bye, Ograt. And for for some reason I feel compelled. Everybody scream real loud. Ah!
And as Count Gauntly used to say, pleasant nightmares.
Honk, honk.